Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the evening, Justin Bell.
Well, thank you very much. Welcome to the automotive industry's equivalent of the Oscars, the Motor Trend Awards. It's great to see so many people, so many car people, here in the audience tonight. And to all of you watching on the Motor Trend channel across America, and in fact around the world tonight, thank you very much for joining us. We're coming to you live from the Ace Theater in the heart of Los Angeles, and it's very fitting that we're having this event right now in this city. Los Angeles is where Motor Trend started 68 years ago, and it's still one of the most important cities in terms of its global influence on cars and car culture. Almost every car maker, as you well know, in the world has an advanced design studio right here in Los Angeles. Because for more than 70 years, automotive trends, motor trends, if you like, see what I did there, have started right here. This, make no mistake about it, is our town. Motor Trend's founder, Robert E. Peterson, announced the inaugural Motor Trend Car of the Year award in 1949, and wow, what a different world we live in today. That year, Cadillac beat Oldsmobile for the win because its new overhead valve V8 developed more power and weighed a few pounds less than the new Olds engine. It was the closest of wins, but it set the standard. The Motor Trend Car of the Year recognized and rewarded excellence. Tonight, we're here to recognize and reward excellence once again throughout the automotive industry. Tonight, we will announce Motor Trend's Sports Utility of the Year, Truck of the Year, Person of the Year, and of course, the big one, the 2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year. The car, truck, and, oh yeah. We know what you came here for. The Car, Truck, and Sport Utility Awards are the result of a series of exhaustive testing done by the Motor Trend staff. Every new or significantly improved vehicle launched in America over the past year, every one is driven and evaluated against 6 key criteria: advancement in design, engineering excellence, efficiency, safety, value, and performance of intended function. You got it? So now before we start handing out all that glorious hardware behind me, a little bit of housekeeping. For you social media addicts, that will be the hashtag MTAwards17. That's right, MT Awards and the number 17. So make no mistake about it, we're in for an amazing evening, but just to make sure we all know how this works, if you're a finalist, be happy about it. Bask in the reflected glory of your very talented car company behind you. And if you're fortunate enough, I'm not going to say the word lucky because there's no luck involved, you've all worked very hard, but if you are one of the winners, I insist, please come up stage right or stage left to accept one of the beautiful awards behind me, and then perhaps we'd like you to say a few words. Great, now let's get to the first of the awards for this evening, Sport Utility of the Year.
Well, this is our first time at the Honda Proving Grounds, an off-road course that they've built for us. We've got a 2.2-mile winding road course that's got a lot of elevation change, access to a 7.5-mile oval. Altogether, it's one of the components that we'll use to help determine our SUV of the year.
Kia, thumbs up, real sleeper. And the Cadillac almost had too much distracting tech. I gave it a thumbs down.
The Kia Sportage and also the Ford Titanium both allowed plenty of wheel spin. The thing would get actually a little bit sideways quite happily.
And we may actually be one of the first groups to test the Tesla P90D off-road. And it's got 4-wheel drive, went up our super steep hill climb test, just like the Nissan Armada did and the Toyota Land Cruiser did.
Sexy. Right here, the jump.
Grippy in the dirt, quiet, nimble, full of technology, has a good chance of taking home the golden calipers that are SUV of the year.
To present the award for Sport Utility Vehicle of the Year, please welcome Motor Trend Executive Editor Mark Recton.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming tonight. Sport utility vehicles are quickly becoming more important than cars. You know that. The SUV or crossover or soft roader, if you will, is on pace to surpass the mid-size sedan as the largest segment of industry sales. But in terms of the vehicle's place in the nuclear family, the SUV has pretty much already assumed that mantle. In this year's competition, we evaluated performance SUVs, off-roaders for the whole family, luxurious SUVs, a green crossover from the future with gull-wing doors, and ultimately the winning SUV. Some of these entrants stretched the idea, the old school idea, of what makes a sport utility vehicle, but every single one of them passed with some measure of competence, an off-roading test stiffer than what most Americans would ever consider doing to their family vehicle. After more than a week of performance testing at the scorching hot proving grounds belonging to Honda Motor, outside of California City, the judges were able to narrow the group of 19 contenders down to 6 finalists for the 27 Motor Trend SUV of the year. They are the Audi Q7, GMC Acadia, clap if you want, Jaguar F-Pace, Mazda CX-9, Mercedes-Benz GLC, and Tesla Model X. Each of these contenders offered what we were looking for: smart packaging, a great ride, sometimes surprisingly responsive handling, innovative technology, strong relative value, sharp design, and top-notch safety. From that group, we performed an even deeper evaluation on a drive loop near Tehachapi and determined our 3 podium finishers. They are, and you can applaud again if you want, the Audi Q7, Jaguar F-Pace, and Mercedes-Benz GLC. Let's take a look.
And that is the only car that says luxury on the box and is luxury when you open it up.
Best of everything that we've seen for getting at the cargo space.
They know how to make it feel luxurious but sporty. 9-speed transmission and that 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. What a combination.
Like, this is a home run for Mercedes.
The first real sports car SUV.
Advancement design is a 11 out of 10.
This felt rear-wheel drive, and that is new.
I gave it 9 out of 10 on performance of intended function because I think it's intended to look hot, drive hot, convey a bad boy image.
Absolutely within the brand's core belief of building fast, elegant, beautiful vehicles.
It's very clean, it's kind of simple, and it's very elegant.
That virtual cockpit display and everything you can do with Google Maps.
It was a complete blast, and no other car did that for me.
10 out of 10 on the safety front.
It very well deserves merit and consideration for SUV of the year, just when you look at everything. It's still a little dusty. Of these podium finishers, there was one SUV that hit every single measurement dead on. The one that consumers will get into and say, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. This is the one SUV that will meet the expectations of the consumers who actually buy these things. Design, safety, luxury, performance, and dare I say of a premium vehicle, value. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Motor Trend's 2017 SUV of the Year is the Mercedes-Benz GLC. We get on up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'd like to start by thanking Ed Lowe and the entire Motor Trend team for this truly fantastic award. Now, you saw on the screen behind me and heard the names. This is a really competitive segment in, as you can tell from the accent here, a really competitive marketplace. So we are truly humbled to win this award for our GLC. And as a sales guy, I've got to tell you, it's a dream come true to have a product like the GLC So I've got to make a few thank yous. Thanks to a massive design and engineering team back in Stuttgart. Thanks to a whole team at Mercedes-Benz USA. And thanks also to our dealers, not only here in California, but also across the nation. And finally, thank all of you. Have a great evening, and thanks again.
Congratulations, obviously, to Adam and everybody at Mercedes-Benz. If you win in the SUV category, I think you've beaten the best of the best. Next up, Truck of the Year, which Motor Trend first began awarding in 1978. Times have certainly changed, as you're about to see.
For Motor Trend's Truck of the Year testing, we were at Chrysler's Proving Ground for other dynamic testing, as well as hauling as much as 30,000 pounds on the heavy-duty pickup truck.
I hit the first car, damn it.
And that's actually my favorite part of Truck of the Year is like the big monster dualies that can tow 30,000 pounds. We put 30,000-pound trailers on.
Which is actually why we're standing out here in the middle of the desert today, because we're just a few miles from the Davis Dam. This is the SAE J2807 standardized towing test.
So here's the Ridgeline, which is the answer to a question that maybe a lot of people actually are asking.
The Nissans don't look so hot. I mean, they just look like your Ford melted in the sun a little bit.
I really like the work truck. It's honest, it's a single cab, it's got a bench seat.
I kind of was hoping for a little more out of the Honda Ridgeline.
Ford has really done a super duty of a job.
What we're kind of asking is which one is really advancing the segment.
To present the award for Truck of the Year, please welcome Motor Trend Senior Features Editor, Johnny Lieberman.
As you just saw, we had 6 trucks in contention for the Golden Calipers this year. They range from the lightest of the light duties to the heaviest of the heavies. They are the Ford F-150, the Ford Super Duty, the Honda Ridgeline, the Nissan Titan, the Nissan Titan XD, and finally, the Ram Heavy Duty. After thousands of miles of seat time, a week of testing, and ton upon literal ton of towing, us judges were able to narrow the field down to 3 finalists: the Ford F-150, the Ford Super Duty, and the Honda Ridgeline.
Of all of them, it drives very much like a car. Great for surfing. There's a storage container for wet stuff.
If you're just a suburban family, you rarely need the full 10,000-pound towing capacity.
For people who were going to get an SUV, but maybe they feel like they actually need to put something in the back of it.
I found myself quite fond of first of all, the acceleration of the F-150, the 10-speed, the upgraded 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6.
Then you get in this F-150, and it just skips up there like it's a diesel.
Ford was like, we're gonna have this tailgate that automatically lowers so you can lower it without getting out of the vehicle.
Slide it on, ka-chunk, and like drive away.
Yeah.
You know?
It makes it nicer for the guy that owns it.
You see, the Ford is much flatter, even with 30,000 pounds hanging off the bed of it.
The trucks that weigh the same with about the same power, there's a second, 29 seconds flat versus 30 seconds flat. You don't figure 8, but it just goes to show how much better driving and handling that Ford is.
Now, normally when you give these sort of speeches, you want to wait until the very end before you announce the winner. And not this time, and Mike, keep these guys in their seat until I say it, but the winner of the 2017 Motor Trend Truck of the Year is the Ford Super Duty. Hang on, much more to come. What makes the 2017 Super Duty so super? Like all great trucks, it's no single thing. Looking through the lens of our 6 key criteria, however, the reason for the big Ford's win is obvious. First, advancement in design. You can look at the Super Duty from any angle and know instantly it's a Ford. That's hard to do. Moreover, the Super Duty's interior advances the segment by a decade at least. Next, engineering excellence, an area where the Super Duty absolutely shines. Strength? 925 pound-feet of torque is not only more than the competition, it's more than a Bugatti Veyron. Max payload of the F350 is north of 7,600 pounds, meaning you could stack a 7,000-pound F250 in the F350's bed and still have more than 500 pounds to play around with. Then there's towing. We hooked a 30,000-pound trailer up to an F350, and it barely noticed it had 15 tons hanging off of its fifth wheel. Another of our 6 criteria is performance of intended function. In my career, I'm not convinced I've ever evaluated any vehicle that hits this particular criteria quite so square in the jaw. To call it a knockout would be an understatement. Ford has put all other truck makers on notice. The 2017 Super Duty is the truckiest truck that's ever trucked. Now, enough from me. Come on up here and get your award.
Good evening. My name is Todd Eckert. I'm the new truck group marketing manager for Ford, and I really appreciate first, Johnny, the great introduction. Thank you so much. Obviously, we're very proud of our truck as well, but you said it all. Certainly wanted to thank Motor Trend, its entire staff for this outstanding honor. This is truly a prestigious award for Super Duty and a great honor for us. This is, as Johnny said, the toughest, smartest, most capable Super Duty we've ever built. And now I'd like to introduce Craig Smots, who's the Super Duty Chief Engineer.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd. I'd like to recognize and thank the entire team, the entire Super Duty team, from design, engineering, manufacturing, suppliers, everybody, too countless to mention here. This is the first all-new Super Duty in 18 years. We really set out to raise the bar and deliver the best Super Duty ever for our loyal customers. So I wanted to congratulate the team and again thank Motor Trend for this award. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Great words, and congratulations to the entire Ford truck team. Now, this is a very special award. Motor Trend's Person of the Year is selected from the annual Motor Trend Power List, which names the 50 key individuals who have had the biggest impact or influence on the global automotive industry over the past year. Number 1 on this power list is our Person of the Year. And presenting that award tonight is Motor Trend's Detroit editor, Elisa Priddle.
This is what you do when you're short. Thank you, Justin. So this next category is not one where you can put each contender on a drive loop. Further, it takes vigilant observation of the automotive landscape, our collective knowledge, and all of the interviews that we can get to recognize the excellence of the people who make up our power list. And the Motor Trend Person of the Year is the one who tops that list. Well, you don't get great vehicles without great leaders and talent. And this industry has outstanding designers and engineers, regulators and problem solvers, thinkers, dreamers, and the number crunchers who make it all feasible. This year's winner can be considered controversial and polarizing. He is an entrepreneur and a Pied Piper when it comes to convincing the public to part with their money to buy a car. He has only worked for the same automaker for a dozen years, but managed to turn old school ideas on their head and make everyone take notice. He is pushing the boundaries of technology and design alike and explaining his train of thought with the transparency that is refreshing. But he doesn't just think about his products, he thinks about the whole consumer ecosystem around them. He is not just reimagining the machine that changed the world, he's reinventing the way that it's made and sold. And in his spare time, he's working on rockets designed to be reusable, transporting people by pneumatic tube, and planning to colonize Mars. You can debate the success, but he was the most talked about person in our industry this year and beyond the automotive space, because his aspirations are no less than changing the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to announce Motor Trend's 2017 Person of the Year is Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Okay. Let's watch. Mr. Musk could not be here this evening, but accepting on his behalf is Franz von Holzhausen, Tesla's chief designer.
There's nothing I could say better than what Elon would say, so I'll just leave it at that. Thank you, Motor Trend, on behalf of Elon Musk, and yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Oh, I think I speak for all of us. Thank you, Elon Musk, for making everybody feel like abject underachievers. I have to tell my son I don't design rockets or anything, actually. Anyway, congratulations. Very, very deserving winner of that award. Now it's time for the very exciting stuff. Before we get to our final award, we have a special announcement from Motor Trend's International Bureau Chief. Sounds very 007-like, apart from this one, hasn't had a haircut for a while. He is our resident Aussie by way of London, Angus McKenzie.
Thanks, Justin, and great to see everyone here tonight. This event's been a long time coming for me personally, and wonderful you could all be here. And it's typical, you know, we could do Car of the Year the easy way. We could spend a day or two thrashing around our favorite cars along some of our favorite roads, and then sit down over beer and pizza and argue over which one we liked best. Or we could simply conduct an office poll. You know, the car with the most votes wins, and the money we didn't spend on gas and hotel rooms, we could spend on a nice long lunch instead. Except we don't do it the easy way. As you know, Car of the Year contenders are judged against a set of clearly articulated criteria. And the way in which each contender is evaluated needs to be fair, consistent, and repeatable. Over many years of testing around the world, I've seen how cars being driven on different roads under different conditions could lead to entirely different opinions being formed about them. Now, the Hyundai Proving Ground in Mojave, California, has therefore been a key element of our Car of the Year judging program since 2006. The 4,300-acre facility enables every judge to get behind the wheel of every contender in a driving environment that provides a consistent baseline. The judges can concentrate on evaluating each contender against the criteria instead of worrying about traffic, where to make the next turn, or even staying in convoy. The vehicle dynamics area is not only useful for limit testing, such as the MotorTrend Figure 8, but also as a venue for group walkarounds to evaluate overall design, fit and finish, interior packaging, and other vehicle features. You know, there are occasions when it's 104 in the water bag, a vicious desert wind is gusting across the scorching tarmac, that deciding car of the year with an office poll and a nice long lunch sounds like a great idea. But choosing car of the year is not about doing it the easy way. And thanks to the generous support of the people at Hyundai, who've allowed us to use their superbly equipped facility for 10 years now, we've been able to do it the right way. And I know some people from Hyundai who have helped us over the years greatly are here tonight. Matt Sear, who's been with us every year at the Proving Ground. Thank you, Matt. And Chris Hosford and Jim Trainer and Miles from the PR team, thank you too, guys, for your support. We couldn't do it without them. And once again, it's great to have you here, and we're getting on to the big award for the night. Thank you.
I wish they played music during that walk. Thank you, Angus. Sorry about the hair joke. And now, for the award that we really all have been waiting for, it is the award that started them all almost 50 years ago. It is time for Car of the Year.
Car of the Year is always fascinating, always brings together an interesting mix of vehicles. And this year was one of the best ever. We had electric vehicles, the Chevy Bolt and the Tesla. We had hybrids. We had sports cars. We had luxury sedans. We had sports sedans. It was a really intriguing mix of vehicles. Of course, the first couple of days were spent at the Hyundai Proving Ground.
So if you check out the mirror in the Cadillac CT6, it's both a mirror and a video display.
What kind of suspension engineer thinks that a customer wants to drive along going like this the whole time, but maybe I'm just not millennial enough to get that car?
Dynamically, the XC is outstanding.
Actually, my least favorite or second least favorite car of the whole event.
The Prius was a huge debate.
Some of the shapes and sizes almost remind me of like a vintage Continental Lincoln or something like that.
The wonderful revelation is this new Genesis, this G90.
Slide your leg in, and you will just every single time save your knees.
Tire squealing. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope they like that.
It's impressive.
To present the award for Car of the Year, please welcome Motor Trend Editor-in-Chief Ed Lowe.
Before we announce our last award of the evening, I just want to thank Justin Bell for his excellent job hosting. Love your suit, Justin. And all of you for coming out to our second annual Motor Trend Awards Gala. I know there's always a lot going on this week, and I hope you've had a great time so far, because we plan to be back next year bigger and better. Now, since we have a lot of very powerful decision makers in the room tonight, I'd like to ask a favor. Media days for next year's LA Auto Show begin Monday, November 27th, 2018. What do you say we celebrate the Motor Trend Awards that night? You guys come on out, have a drink, some food, and some laughs on us again. Then starting Tuesday, everyone on my team would be happy to come to all of your events, right? Yeah, see what I'm saying? Save the date. Sound good? Thank you. Okay. All right. Enough. On to the final award. We had 23 all-new or significantly updated vehicles in contention for Car of the Year 2017. And as you just saw, we spent a solid week of testing, driving, analyzing this field of truly excellent contenders before making the cut down to 9 elite finalists. They are the Audi A4, the Cadillac CT6, Chevrolet Bolt EV, Chrysler Pacifica, Genesis G90, Jaguar XE, Tesla Model S60, Porsche 911, and Volvo S90. Now, after all the testing and driving, you can make a strong case for any one of these as our winner. So we had to go deeper and spend another couple of days living with and driving these cars over hundreds more miles in the real world. When we were done, 3 finalists stood out to our judges when measured against our award's key criteria: the Chevrolet Bolt EV, Chrysler Pacifica, and Volvo S90. Have a look.
So I like the simplicity of it all. I like the choice of woods. I like choice of materials.
It hits us as just refreshing.
Sleek and is making a statement.
They're not trying to be a German rival. They're not trying to be another Jaguar.
Why anybody of modest means would be shopping any other electric vehicle is suddenly the question on everybody's lips.
You fit 4 adults in there, no problem, and that's a real challenge in a B-segment car.
This is a $30,000 car, and it has that range. And I think it's just a massive breakthrough.
An American car that actually has a global context.
An attractive, a very handsome, multi-passenger vehicle that really like the interior, like the treatments.
I was impressed with how little body roll.
Second best jumping car. It was incredible.
It's got a beautiful exterior design and tremendous functionality.
It doesn't look like a giant box on wheels, which is very difficult to do.
It's right at the top.
Okay. So, what is our 2017 car of the year? Well, it's quiet, yet surprisingly fun to drive. It's also unconventionally good looking, a marriage of thoughtful packaging and intelligent design. Our winner not only redefines engineering excellence, but energy efficiency as well. Our car of the year is a breakthrough statement that says a car can be all of these things and a great value, all without burning a single drop of gasoline. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce that Motor Trend's 2017 car of the year is the Chevrolet Bolt EV.
Thank you. I can promise you there will be a party tonight. Absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome. We're absolutely thrilled. We're humbled. To the whole Motor Trend team, thank you. At Chevrolet, we like to say that our North Star is to find new roads. And without doubt, Pam and the team really brought one of our finest moments with the Bolt EV. So hear from the people that really made it happen. Pam, say a couple of words.
So usually Alan does all the talking, absolutely. So we are thrilled. We want to thank Motor Trend tremendously. I think that the Bolt's a great car. Josh Chava, the chief engineer, the car is here with me, and I hope you all get a chance to drive it, and thanks for the recognition.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, what a night so far. Quite electrifying, really. Please join me in once more congratulating our winners. Sports Utility of the Year, the Mercedes-Benz GLC. Truck of the Year, the Ford Super Duty. Person of the Year, of course, Tesla's Elon Musk. And the 2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year, the Chevrolet Bolt EV. And now, to those of you that didn't win an award, commiserations, really. Better luck next year. Remember, it took DiCaprio like 20 years to win his first Oscar. And to do that, he didn't sleep with the bear, did he? But he had to fight the bear, or something. I can't remember. He got in a fight with a bear and slept inside a horse. I don't suggest any of you do that. But this award will ultimately be worth it. Thanks for everyone here in Los Angeles at the theater at the Ace Hotel. We have some lovely people that supported us. Of course, on the screen and on the stage behind me, you've seen some absolutely beautiful things. And it's very tough to work alongside Ed and Johnny, basically. So I'd really like to thank Robert Talbot for making us all look so lovely. And thank you, Ed, for the comment about my suit. And the Ace Hotel and Woodson and Rummerfield. So thank you very much. And to everyone watching across America and indeed around the world tonight on the Motor Trend channel, thank you so much for joining in this celebration of automotive excellence. Now, as you can imagine, we could only show the tip of the iceberg on the content, on the detail, on the research and the testing they did. So make sure, especially if you're watching this at home, that you check out the extra videos, a ton of content on every form of platforms that Motor Trend has, and read all about the contenders, how they went about the testing, their independent thoughts. It's all there, as well as the Motor Trend Power List, which is online right now at motortrend.com. Or in the giant, here I have one, 182-page January issue of Motor Trend magazine. It is perhaps the most beautiful cover that you have ever seen. So also for everyone here in the theater tonight, there is a copy for you to take home before you leave a little ahead of time. So good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the evening. I believe there are more free drinks outside. Thanks very much for taking this Monday night, and we'll see you next year.